Congratulations! Looks like you're on your way to college. Not only will getting more education open new worlds and possibilities for you, it's also the smart thing to do. Why? Because going to college makes good economic sense. People who earn a bachelor's degree will also earn an average of 70% more than those with only a high school diploma. How much money is that? Well, over a lifetime, that adds up to more than $1 million in extra earnings. $1 million more. But for many of us, paying for a college education can be a real challenge. And that's why, for many students, financial aid is a necessity. And don't let the headlines these days scare you. Regardless of what's happening with our economy, there's still plenty to go around. Billions of dollars are available in the form of grants, loans, and work-study programs to help you pay for your college education. But you're going to have to unlock the door to this financial aid. And the key is well within your reach. It's called the FAFSA, and it's your free application that will unlock the door to student aid. That's because the FAFSA is used by the federal government, states, and colleges to award aid to help you pay for your education. And that's why I'm talking to you right now. I'm here to help you navigate your way through the FAFSA, whether you fill it out on paper or go online to submit your information. We'll answer some of the most commonly asked questions about the FAFSA. And along the way, we'll meet some people just like you, people who've made the decision to go to college, and see how that helped them to fulfill their dreams. Stick around, because it's time for the FAFSA Made Easy. Applying to colleges and finding a way to pay for your tuition and expenses takes a lot of work, but it's worth the effort to invest in your future. We've put together this program to show you what information you'll need to complete the FAFSA and what mistakes to avoid. It's important to know that financial aid deadlines vary from state to state and from school to school, so make sure you know when your deadlines will be. Let's start with one of the most common questions. Who is eligible to apply for federal financial aid? The answer? Federal aid is available only to U.S. citizens or eligible non-citizens. Eligible non-citizens include people with alien registration numbers or certain types of visas. And what about undocumented students? While undocumented students do not qualify for federal aid, many states, colleges, and universities use the information from the FAFSA to award financial aid. For example, in some states, undocumented students who have attended high school in that state for at least 3 or more years may be eligible to receive financial aid from the state, as well as from the college they attend. The best advice? Regardless of your citizen status, contact the college you're interested in attending to find out their procedures. That's because you may be eligible for state and school financial aid. They may have you fill out a FAFSA or similar application. As we mentioned earlier, for many people, completing the FAFSA is the first step to opening the door to a college education. Watch this.
My parents were divorced when I was 8 months, so that put me with my grandma. Me and my sister slept on one bed. You know, living with 7 people in one house is just so hard. Watching my friends have even just the love, not even financial needs at all, just the love from both of the parents it's hard to watch, especially in times like this, hard times where you want to have more than one person supporting you. My mom being by herself, just being alone, that's what everyone's scared of. And she did it. She went back to college, she got her degree, and she started working as a teacher at home, far from home, but she started working, and my mom told me straight out, you know, if you don't find your way there, you're pretty much not gonna go to college. So I spoke with my counselors during my senior year in high school, and they helped me out. They told me about scholarships. We had a lot of city scholarships, you know, local, and I applied to maybe over 40. It was a lot, trying to do whatever I could because I knew I wanted to, one, get out and get my education and somewhere that I knew was going to make me competitive in our society. Everything is pretty much all from financial aid and scholarships, and once I found out that I was going to receive that money, that's when I decided I was going to come. And I was scared at first because I was so used to being at home with so many people, but knowing that I was financially stable, I felt okay. After graduate school, I plan on becoming a licensed physical therapist, and I would like to specialize in pediatrics because I think those kids who suffer from diseases, through volunteer experience, I've seen that those are some of the hardest cases, and I really would like to help those kids out. I would motivate you to get good grades, get into school, and it's definitely possible because I came from a pretty low income, and I was told that I had to do it by myself, and I did. And so if I can do it, anyone can.
It's a fact of life that the best paying and fastest growing jobs today require a college degree. It's no wonder that college attendance is up, and so is the amount of financial aid available. When you submit the FAFSA, you'll be applying for grants, work study, and education loans. The awarding of this aid is not based on grades, test scores, or class rank. They're all based on financial need. Let's take a quick look at the 3 types of financial aid available for college. Grants are considered to be free money that you generally do not have to pay back. Grants are awarded to students with the greatest financial need. Grants make up about 1/3 of all the financial aid awarded each year. Here are a few grant programs and some of their requirements. Students that have taken the rigorous coursework that will make them more college ready may be eligible for the Academic Competitiveness Grant. ACG, as it is also known, awards $750 for the first year of college and $1,300 for the second year. If you're majoring in math or science or a foreign language deemed critical for national security, you may be eligible for the National Science and Mathematics Access to Retained Talent Grant. The National SMART Grant pays $4,000 for the 3rd and 4th year of study. To qualify for the ACG and the SMART grants, you must be a U.S. citizen and be a federal Pell Grant recipient. If you want to be a teacher, then be sure to check out the TEACH Grant program. It can provide up to $4,000 per year. Now, there are some requirements, so to find out more, go online to www.federalstudentaid.ed.gov. Another type of financial aid is work study. That's when you get hired for a job at the college you're attending. You get paid for the hours you work, and you have flexibility with your schedule to allow for your classes. The largest financial aid category is federal education loans, which make up more than half of all aid awarded each year. These loans must be repaid just like a mortgage or a car loan. However, you don't have to start paying them back until you finish your education, or if you drop below half-time student enrollment status. And best of all, the loans are locked in at a low interest rate, which may make them a more affordable option than private education loans. So there you are, the 3 kinds of aid available by completing the FAFSA: grants, work study, and education loans. Now, there are 2 ways to complete the FAFSA. You can choose between applying online or fill out the paper form. If you use the paper form, there are 2 parts: the form that you will complete and mail to the Department of Education, and the instructions. You can print one by going online to www.federalstudentaid.ed.gov. Or you can call the Department of Education at 1-800-433-3243. One of the advantages of completing the FAFSA online is that your application is processed much faster. And there's another big benefit of filling out the FAFSA online. The math is done for you. There's even a built-in system to check your application for common errors. Your online FAFSA can be found at fafsa.ed.gov. Don't have a computer at home? Don't worry. Most schools, libraries, and community centers have computers you can use for free. If you're going to submit your application online, you will need to apply for a PIN. That stands for Personal Identification Number. Your PIN can be used each year to electronically apply for financial aid and to access your federal student aid records online. It's a good idea to apply for a PIN before you fill out your FAFSA. Here's how to do it. On the FAFSA website, click on PIN Site. Then, select Apply for a PIN. You'll enter your personal information, such as your name, address, and social security number. It's important to know you can apply for a PIN only if you have a valid social security number. If you are an eligible non-citizen, you must fill out the paper form. After you submit your PIN request, you'll receive confirmation with your PIN. And remember, at least one of your parents must apply for a PIN. By the way, If you don't enter an email address during the PIN application, or if you fail to retrieve your PIN online, your PIN will be mailed to you in about 10 working days.
We've covered a lot of ground so far.
So, let's recap what we've learned. Feel free to take notes. With the FAFSA, you're applying for grants, work study, and low-interest student loans. You are not applying for scholarships with this application. Only U.S. citizens or eligible non-citizens can receive federal aid. However, undocumented students should contact the colleges they're interested in attending for other financial aid options. And we showed you how to apply for a PIN, which you'll need if you submit your FAFSA on the internet.